Today we're gonna do a special unboxing, y'all. Check this out. We are talking Chanel 31 Rue Cambon Paris type of unboxing. We're talking Haute Couture, honey. Chanel Haute Couture unboxing. This is a very, very, very special one. This is really for my Chanel geeks out there, okay? If you're into the boring unboxings, if you want to see yet another Chanel mini being unboxed, if you want to see yet another pair of Chanel double C earrings being unboxed, go look somewhere else. This is on another level. This is like for the geeks out there that are really into the heritage of Coco Chanel, and that are not into whatever the double C logo is today. Okay, you've been warned. Subscribe to my channel while you're at it. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. superdacob all spelled together for extra perks there as well. This video is being filmed live in front of my patrons and members. They get first access to all of this juicy content before it hits the main channel. So, you can also follow me for extra behind the scenes and scoops, what's in the bag, close-up pictures and videos on Dacob CC, all spelled together on Instagram, where I showcase a lot of pictures of my collection and just photos I take of Chanel in general. But you can also follow me on superdacob backup, all spelled together on Instagram, for my main Instagram account, where you also get to see a lot of this content. So, there's an interesting story behind this one because obviously, listen, I'm not there yet. I'm not that person who will drop $40,000 up to $1 million for an haute couture total look at Chanel, right? So this particular piece is very special, and I had to hunt it down. If you know, you know, but I just want to say it was made available and possible for me to have thanks to one of the clients of Haute Couture of Chanel, right? So they actually made it possible for me to get this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get this piece. So I can't really pull it out because the second I pull it out, you're going to know what it is because it has a very particular packaging. I can tell you this. I'm going to show you close-ups and everything of it because it's a very particular piece. But it is from the Haute Couture Spring-Summer 2023 collection. Okay. And it was a special gift for Haute Couture clients only. And maybe some special prêt-à-porter clients as well. But it's an haute couture gift. Made by Goussens. I guess, I figured you have to pronounce the S at the end. It's made by Goussens. Very, very interesting. All right, here goes. Debbie's like saying, pull it out, pull it out. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Okay, here goes, you guys. So this is the box it's in. So let me show you the close-up. So this is the Goussens Collection Haute Couture Printemps-Été 2023 Goussens pin set in very heavy pewter. Could also be some other metal, maybe palladium or ruthenium. Could also be ruthenium. It kind of looks like ruthenium. And so you have to peel the back open like this. And then you got your star constellation, I guess, of the Leo or something back there. And then you can pop these out. And I'm going to take the lion out. Now, look, let me cue in the first picture here. So we get to see a little bit of close-ups as well. Okay, so, all right. So this is the fashion show I reviewed. Now, this is the Haute Couture Spring-Summer 23 fashion show. Let me just, the first pin is the lion, but let me just read the text for you. So this is Bruno Pavlovsky. Of course, Bruno is there. Bruno is always there, but we don't talk about Bruno. No. But what we do talk about is the scenario, darling. So so this is Bruno Pavlovsky, one of the directors, heads of Chanel. And this dude here made all of these animals. And this photo was taken right before or after the fashion show, the Haute Couture fashion show, Spring-Summer 2023. This is when the students, fashion and art students, got a chance to visit the set of the Chanel Haute Couture show. They didn't get to see the show. They just got to see the art installation. And here, the Chanel website, this is, by the way, taken from this photo is from the Chanel website. So it falls under fair use because we are reviewing it. Invited to visit the set designed by Javier Veilhan or Feilhan. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but that's the artist. That's this guy. He made all these little paper mache and wood sculptures. Spring-Summer 2023 Haute Couture show, students discovered the larger-than-life animals made of wood, cardboard, and paper, inspired by the mythical animal sculptures present in Gabrielle Chanel's apartment at 31 Rue Cambon. This visit, in the presence of Bruno Pavlovsky, president of Chanel SAS and of Le 19M, and of the artist Xavier Feilhan or Javier Feilhan, also allows students to experience the unique world of Parisian haute couture, its level of demand and creativity, but also its role in the preservation of development of exquisite savoir-faire. Let me show you the next picture. Now, obviously, the funny thing is, hold on just a second. This, in an interview that you can also watch on the Chanel website, they're going to take all those videos down when the new collection hits. So, Chanel always keeps these things online for a limited time only. But if you go on the Chanel website, you're going to realize Bruno talks in this interview about, the artist talks as well. And he says he wanted, this is ridiculous, by the way, because he said he wanted to create these animals in these neutral color tones because he wanted to allow the clothes of Virginie Viard to stand out with their own colors. Little did he know, I don't know, miscommunication, maybe, but most of Virginie's clothes were exactly this color. So you can imagine how messy it was because literally the clothes disappeared in between this installation because they were the same color. They were not contrasting colors at all. It was such a mess. But whatever. Let me show you the next picture. So this is some of the, here you go, drawings by Javier Veilhan, also showcased on the Chanel website. And you can see these are his drawings and sketches inspired by Coco Chanel's apartment and all the elements that she was into, but also stuff that he was into. So we do have the deer from 31 Rue Cambon apartment. The little bird that she always used, he kind of transformed this bird, but this is the Byzance bird that is often utilized in Chanel costume jewelry. The lion, the Leo, the symbol of Chanel. There you have another Leo as well. A lot of dogs. Now, the dogs are more, I think, his inspiration than Coco's. But some of these drawings then were taken by Goussens and turned into pins made out of pewter or ruthenium. Very thick. They're very, very heavy and sturdy. Very, very heavy and sturdy. Jesus says, it works as drawings and pins. Yes, this is what I was going to get to, you guys. As big sculptures made out of plywood and paper mache or whatever, in that environment during the fashion show. By the way, you can check out the video that I've done reviewing the Haute Couture Chanel Spring-Summer 2023 collection. I go into detail about all of that in that video. But as huge installations and with all these kind of clothes passing by that are the same color as the installation, it didn't work for me. Not at all. But it does work as a drawing. And he drew this inspired by Chanel. And then Goussens went and created the pins with black enamel. Highly reflectant. It reflects the light so beautifully. And it's haute couture. What does that mean? It's the best. And they're heavy. These are not cheap pins. These are not cheap pins. And they're super rare because you could not buy them. They were just created by Goussens to gift to haute couture clients. Let me show you, let me show you the next picture. Here's a close-up of the dog. Of course, I took close-up photos for you guys, so you get, because they're very tiny on camera, it's hard to see. But here's the dog. And because this is Chanel Haute Couture, there's no logo. That's the beauty of it. This is like pure essence of Chanel. All of their haute couture garments, clothing, handmade, none of it has a visible logo on the outside. How can we prove that it's Chanel? We're going to get to that. Of course, they have their stamp. Of course, they have their authenticity stamp in the back. Each one of these pins, when you turn it in the back, they have the classic Chanel costume jewelry stamping in the back with the year of production, where it was made, and who made it, because it is, after all, haute couture. So this is the dog. Gorgeous pin. The dog looks crazy, by the way. It is so creepy. It almost looks like a Stephen King dog. It is a creepy looking dog, and I'm kind of living for it. And you know, I love Chanel brooches and pins. So for me, when I found out that Chanel created this haute couture pin set, I was like, okay, this is literally made for me. And that's why I'm saying this is not the type of unboxing you're going to see on YouTube. You know, this is not going to be your, I bought a unicorn Chanel, a mini again. No. This is something else. Jesus says it looks like a chupacabra. I know, it's very, very creepy. Devilish almost. And this is why, because a lot of the, if I go back to the other photo again, let me show you what we see in the photo. This particular dog, which is it Bambi or is it a dog? It looks like one of those Egyptian jackals. And, you know, Coco Chanel was obsessed with ancient Egypt. And so the dogs that he portrays, yes, this could be a corgi, it could be something rich. You know, Virginie did those terrible bibs with the dogs. Oh my God, what a travesty. But it has this Egyptian inspiration. So if we go back to the dog pin now, pardon me, I'm still recovering from a cold. That's why my nose is stuffy. It gives me that horror movie Egyptian vibes as well. Subtle reference, but I love it. The next pin. Okay, this bird, obsessed. It is so creepy in the best of ways. So for those of you who might be thinking, wait, is it black? Is it white? It's black enamel. Highly glossy black enamel. Hand placed in every crevice. And then when it dries up, or it's baked, I think, it turns into this glossy texture. So I photographed it on purpose in a way so that some of them reflect light more than others. So you might think this is like the situation, is the dress blue or white? The enamel is black. It's just that if it reflects light, it turns into these like kind of whitish colors. This is the bird pin with the beak. Without legs, super creepy, without wings. Oh my gosh, it's such a Byzantine vibe. Loving it. Loving it. And the fact that there's no logo, oh my gosh, you guys, haute couture pin set by Chanel. What can I tell you? It's a dream come true for me. Because you know I love my Goussons. And when it's from Goussons and for haute couture, yeah, how much do you want? You know, just here, take my money. Take my money. So that's a little birdie. Let me show you the next one, close up. Okay, the deer. Obsessed with how scary this looks. This coincidentally also reminds me of Twin Peaks and David Lynch and all the spirits in Twin Peaks, one of my favorite TV shows ever made. This is like giving me Black Room vibes. By the way, the deer has like 4 eyes. It has like a human nose. Oh my God. And you know, Coco loved deer. She had a lot of sculptures of deer in her 31 Rue Cambon apartment. So the way that Javier created these pieces inspired by Coco, he really understood in his drawings, he's channeling the spirit, you know, that these objects are imbued with. It's like he saw the apartment, 31 Rue Cambon. He saw all of the sculptures inside the apartment that Coco collected. He got inspired by them, and he kind of imbued those objects with her spirit, and the two together created this. Plus with his own spirit, obviously, because he's the artist who kind of, you know, went for it. Amazing. This thing is so creepy. Plus the horns. You see how he created the horns? They're crosses. These deer horns are literally spiritual. I mean, if this isn't spiritual, I don't know what is. By the way, these little dots here, the enamel is very glossy. This is just my own dust because, you know, this thing is really tiny. So when I touched it, I forgot to polish it. It's like kind of the fat from my finger or fingerprint, you know, this is all, you just polish it and it goes off. But when I took the photo and then you zoom it in, you get to see all of these particles. So I didn't polish it when I photographed it. So just letting you guys know, it's highly glossy, even though it doesn't appear to be here. It's not scratched up, in other words. It's just a fingerprint magnet. I love this piece, and it's so teeny tiny. You see how tiny it is? It's right here. This little tiny thing. Oh, upside down, sorry. This little tiny thing is right there. It's the smallest of the 4 brooches, of the 4 pins. Let me show you the next one, the famous one, the lion, which we have here. The teeny tiny lion. Oh my gosh, look at it. Oh, it's so tiny. But here you go. What a beautiful close-up. This is a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous lion. Love how he decided to do the mane or whatever you call it. Insane. And it's such a thick, the side of them is so thick. These are heavy, you guys. Like a pin this tiny, I've never had in my life something so heavy. This is so substantial. And every one of them has that stamp in the back. The lion has the biggest surface of enamel, I want to say, together with the dog. Goussens really did a great job here, especially that beady eyeball poking out at you. And we know Coco Chanel was a Leo. She was born on the 19th of August in 1883. She was a Leo through and through. And I love how Xavier or Javier, or sorry for butchering your name, girl, but you did a great job with these drawings. I love how he delivered several versions of the lion in his drawing that we've seen before. Many different versions of the lion. And I love that he did that. Why? Because Coco was also always showcased many different facets of her character. She was a Leo through and through, but she had the more aggressive Leo in her. She had the more tame kitten in her. And so he portrayed all of those different character traits of the lion or of the Leo through his drawings. This one made it into the final production, onto the pin set. Very interesting. Good that you noted that. Jesus in the chat says, it almost looks like a reptile. Yes, it has a snake quality. It actually has a dinosaur quality because this back here almost is like one of those dinosaurs that are like flat like lizards and then have that very big kind of fan back on them. I forgot the name of that dinosaur. It has a particular name, but it almost has a dinosaur-like quality, which is not coincidental because, again, Coco is a dinosaur of fashion. So, but it's a resting lion. It's chill. It knows what it's worth. Very, very, very interesting depiction. Debbie says, I see Sphinx legs. Yes, it's very much Egyptian, ancient Egypt as well. It's giving us total ancient Egypt vibes. This is what haute couture is about. Not overproduced. You don't do 10 collections a year. You do 2. You do 2 collections a year. One for summer, one for winter. Spring, summer, fall, winter. That means you have enough time to design the pieces. You have enough time to think about them. You have enough time to put thought in every single step of the way. Living for this moment. Living for this moment. Let me show you the confidence, says Ollie. Yeah. let me show you the next picture of the back. This is a highly zoomed in photo. That's why it's so grainy, because this is microscopic, you guys, in real life. Like we're talking, this is the back of the lion, for example. The stamp, it's not, you can't even really see it. Like, it's literally, wait, I have to move it down here. I can't. It's a tiny little dot, okay? So we had to microscopically zoom it in to reveal how an haute couture costume jewelry piece of stamping for Chanel looks like, because I've never known this before. So for me, this was like doing a Chanel geek like me. This gives me life. Just this stamp alone, like, caused a lot of happiness in me. So I was talking to several haute couture clients of Chanel that I know. You know who you are. Shout out to you. I'm keeping them secret because they are very, very reserved people, and I respect their privacy extremely. You know, guys, you know. If you confide in me, I am a tomb. I will never reveal your secrets. I'm very, very reserved myself. So when somebody comes to me with information like this, I never reveal who they are, unless they say, hey, Dacob, I want you to let the world know who I am. But I've been talking to several haute couture clients that are also followers of my channel and subscribers, and we've been communicating. I mean, it's amazing to talk to the haute couture clients, really. Haute couture clients at Chanel, oh my God. That's, if you want to, like, you want old school Chanel quality and the full-on shebang, you do haute couture. Everything else is a joke. Now, so I've been talking to several people, and we're all been trying to figure this one out. It's like a puzzle, right? Because we know how the stamps work for their prêt-à-porter costume jewelry. Usually, you know, you have the year, you have the collection, like it's either métier d'art, cruise, fall winter, spring summer, pre-collection fall winter, pre-collection spring summer. P for printemps, été, and then you got the automne hiver is an A. But in this case, the A is not automne hiver. Why? Because this is spring summer. So I think the A stands for, there's two collections a year, spring, summer, and winter. So it's A and B. So I believe that the A stands for first haute couture collection of the year, which is spring, summer. So collection A. And then if they ever do costume jewelry for the winter, it's going to be B. I'm just speculating here. If anybody knows the haute couture stamping for costume jewelry, let me know in the comment section down below, because I've been talking to the haute couture clients and nobody really knows for sure. And then this, when I first saw it, I thought it was a C, but then when you zoom in, you find out it's a G. I thought it's a C for couture. No, it's a G. Now the G can either mean grand, like big, like, you know, the big collection, which is haute couture. 23 is because it's the spring summer 2023 collection. So the year, this is the same as they would write the years for their prêt-à-porter costume jewelry. You know, they're always going to type the two end digits of the year. That applies the same way to prêt-à-porter costume jewelry and haute couture costume jewelry. You're going to have the Chanel on top here with the copyright C in a circle, and then here you have the R in a circle, registered trademark, and then the country of origin, where it was manufactured. In this case, we can clearly read made in France. Obviously, it's haute couture, baby. Chanel is not going to make their haute couture anywhere else thus far. And then you got the double C logo in a circle. But the G can also mean Goussens. It could mean Goussens. That G could be Goussens because these pieces were made by Goussens. And you know, that's my favorite costume jewelry maker of all time. You know, when I find a Chanel piece of costume jewelry from Goussens, I'm like, ooh, I get super giddy. But this is the first time I got Goussens Haute Couture, and I am over the moon happy. So as you can see, because it's Haute Couture, there is no visible logo on the front. Chanel never does that for their Haute Couture pieces. But in the back, we have the Chanel logo very clearly visible. So you know what it is. IYKYK. IYKYK. Amazing. Now let me show you a better picture now. Yeah, Debbie guessed it. It's the G's for Goussens. Now, this is just a speculation. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Just my opinion, not rooted in truths or facts. Okay, everything's alleged. But I geek out for these things. Okay, the nerd in me, the Chanel nerd in me lives for this stuff. Lives. Okay, let me show you the next photo. Close up of the... I took this photo. It's the pin set on the cardboard. Of course, the cardboard is the same cardboard that they used for the installation. They used also wood, cardboard, and paper, but that's the same cardboard they used. And then you have the embossed Chanel logo. As you can see, it as it reflects light, it's slightly glossy. And then again, we spell it out there, Collection Haute Couture Printemps-Été, which means spring summer 2023. And this is how the constellation is set. This is how they pinned the pins to the box. And you have to literally tear it open in the back to access the pins, which is super fascinating. I wish I had two of these sets, one to keep closed and one to have it open. And it's just such a beautiful little object. Isn't it gorgeous? So this is how they look when they're all four of them set in their little position. We got the Leo or Sphinx lion, right? Or dinosaur lion. And we got the little Byzantine bird. We got that kind of shackled jackal corgi dog, creepy dog. And then we got the spirit deer. Obsessed. And let me show you the angle vision of it as well. So you get to see also how it looks like from slightly slanted. Hold on. I can also shift a little bit more to the side so my chair does not block the full visual. There you have it. You get to see the dimensions a little bit better. You can see that it's elevated. It's almost like a canvas. And I love the fact that this box has that canvas quality, like a framed on wood. And then instead of a painting, we got the pins on that canvas, which are a drawing that's been turned into a pin. But the pin has been painted because they had to hand place the enamel, the black enamel inside every etched in part. Very, very fascinating. Love it. Anyway, so that would be all of the photos that I have to share with you. Coincidentally, another piece of information was given. Actually, I can leave this one up while I read to you from the Chanel website again, another bit of information about the collection. At the invitation of Virginie Viard, artist Xavier Velhan meets the world of Chanel Haute Couture once again for the spring. Yes, this is keyword once again. For the Spring-Summer 2023 show presented at the Grand Palais Éphémère in Paris. For this show, the artist presents a stylized bestiary, or bestiario, as it's called in Italian. Freely inspired by the universe of the house of Chanel and his own idea. Imagined as a continuation, listen to this, of the creative dialogue initiated in January 2022, this opus constitutes the third part of a triptych. In fact, this conversation now all of a sudden has a fuller meaning because he did 3 works for Chanel. 3 haute couture sets. He did the horse. Remember the one with the horse? And then he did the one with the installation, with the hanging sculptures. Everything was very wooden, very simple. We almost remember when we were reviewing the shows, we were saying, oh, it looks very much like Hermes. That's all him. And he ended the collaboration with a bestiary, or the bestiario. Debbie says, awesome set. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. There you go. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This is a rarity. Haute Couture Chanel unboxing of this kind never happened before. So for Chanel history, to have a pin set made for an Haute Couture collection, yeah, to some it might appear to be like nothing important. Upon closer inspection and consulting with my patrons and members, I do believe that we've come to some form of resolution as to what the stamp is behind the pin set from the Haute Couture collection. Now, Kev was telling us that he has some Métier d'Art freebies, and they're also stamped GA. And in fact, I've also received last birthday from my sales associate the Métier d'Art Chateau de Dame, a gift, this gorgeous pin, or this, actually it's a brooch, also from Goussens, and it has a stamp down here, and the stamp, like Kev said, you know, Métier d'Art also has the G and the A, and then I took a close-up photo of this stamp, and here's what we got. G21, because the Chateau de Dame Métier d'Art collection was from 2021. There we have the A and the G. Now, this piece was coincidentally also made by Goussens. So the G stamp could still mean Goussens. But we have been talking in the chats, thinking that maybe G is for gift or gratis, which means free. So maybe the G stands for, this is a gift, this is not to be sold. That's why the G instead of C or A, because, you know, the other purchasable costume jewelry, they all have the same stamps like this one, but just with different letters on them. So the G could stand for gift, or it could stand for Goussens at this point. But anyway, just wanted to precise that. That's an extra added possibility for what the G might stand for. However, the A is still a mystery then. They used the A for Métier d'Art, but they're using the A for Haute Couture as well. Maybe because Métier d'Art is the closest to Haute Couture at Chanel. You know, Métier d'Art is a step between, because a lot of the things are handmade for Métier d'Art, but other parts of the Métier d'Art pieces are machine made, so it's not really Haute Couture, it's kind of half Haute Couture. And then there's Prêt-à-Porter, which is the lowest form, right? So anyway, it's a mystery. We don't know, but let's keep on guessing until we find out the exact meaning of every letter. I live for stuff like this. This makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thoughts down below and subscribe. Until next time, bye.